Welcome to Chasing Growth, a podcast on leadership ideas, organizational health, and personal growth. To help us spread the message of chasing growth, please subscribe, make a comment, and share this podcast on your social media. And now, a new episode of Chasing Growth.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Chasing Growth, episode number 7. We like to share ideas on leadership, organizational health, and personal growth because we know that every life counts. You cannot waste it. And today I want to talk about something that is very important. We all have an opportunity, and that's opportunity of service. And the problem is that many people think the customer service is just for some type of job, or the person who answers the phone calls, or the person behind the desk at the bank. But if you're a Christian, actually your whole life should be a big customer service all the time. When you encounter people at the store, in the mall, at work, you should be able to provide the best customer service possible because it's who we represent. We represent the best person possible who gave us the best customer service to die for us. Is that Jesus Christ? So I want to talk about that today because I developed a model that may help you to understand. I heard many people saying that customer service is something that you cannot teach. You cannot teach people to be good, which may all be great with some people. I don't know. Yeah, some people is better with some people, personalities, I guess. You have the people who is very good in public and all that stuff. I'm personally, I don't think I'm very good with people, and this helped me a lot. So today I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about this model that I think it helps us to at least set the expectations of what customer service should be. And I'm going to tell you at the end why it's so important. I call this model the U+E, the unforgettable positive experience, U+E. And what is a U+E? The U+E is the opportunity we all have. As Christians, we all have that opportunity to bless somebody, to be the miracle for some people. Some people is in need of service. Some people is in need of somebody to smile to them, somebody who can be nice to them, and you can be the miracle for that person. If a miracle is defined as something that we can do with supernatural power or maybe just power, I can tell you, you do have the supernatural power to be nice with somebody. And that's why for me, having the expectation of what an unforgettable positive experience is when I encounter people is so important. So let me describe this unforgettable positive experience a little bit, and hopefully this will help you to realize that you have such an opportunity every time you encounter somebody with what you have, with your personality, with the way that you talk and the way that you approach to think, to be an unforgettable positive experience for somebody who might need it. So what is unforgettable positive experience? First, it's divided in 4 S's. And if you have been listening any of these podcasts or my videos in YouTube, I do a lot of things with S's and letters and different things like that. So I hope actually, I believe it's an easy way to remember. That's why I use it, and I love it, and I really like things to be that way. So unforgettable positive experience, what it is. The first thing the first S is for sympathy. And notice that I say sympathy and not empathy. Let me explain why. First of all, sympathy is this idea of not putting yourself in somebody's shoes, because that can be sometimes actually disrespectful. If somebody's going through a situation and you try to put yourself in their shoes when you haven't been in these shoes, it's just bad. But if somebody's going through something difficult or painful, you can acknowledge that it's painful. You know things that have been painful for you, so you can sympathize with them versus empathize. An actor empathize. An actor can try to get in the feelings, the emotion of the other person. The reality is that when we encounter people, we cannot do that, but we can sympathize with a fellow human, a fellow believer. We can sympathize with their pain. Maybe we haven't experienced it, but we can sympathize. When it's about service, for example, at the church, we all know, for example, how somebody who's new feel when they go to church, or a new believer. We all have been there somehow, and we know, that it's hard and all that stuff, but we don't know exactly how they feel. But we can sympathize with them. That is difficult. That is hard, right? So the first S is for sympathy. The second S is for service. And service is not something that comes natural to us. We should be so intentional about serving people, about approaching to service. You cannot be waiting for service, the service that you're gonna do, to happen just because you get a sign from heaven and God call you directly to you, and the sky opens and God talk to you to do something. That's not how it works. We should be looking for opportunities to serve. So, for example, if you have a volunteers at church and you want to explain them what to do, you should always remind them. With people with sympathy. Approach with people with sympathy and look for ways to serve them. So I don't want to get too much into this, because you should know what service is. You should know what is the extra mile. And it's just giving something, time, energy, and money to go that extra mile for somebody else, expecting absolutely nothing in return. So we have S for sympathy, S for service. The next S is satisfaction. There should be some level of satisfaction after you sympathize with somebody, you serve them. There should be a level of satisfaction. If you cannot see that satisfaction, then you cannot see that result. It's a big, big problem, because you can try to. There's a lot of people who don't understand this, and especially in business when it's related to customer service. Um, Satisfaction is not that somebody just called and the call was answered. That's not. Satisfaction is not the person somehow you took care of them. Satisfaction is to be able to say, is this it has been fulfilled. The need that I had was fulfilled. Whatever I was looking for was completely satisfied. When you cannot say that, you won't be able to have results. So satisfaction is a big, big, big deal. So first, sympathy, S. The second S, service. And the third S is satisfaction. The last S is for simplicity. Now, let me talk about this a little bit more. Um, I believe that simplicity is an art, and it's difficult, and it's challenging. If you call today to your bank, let's say your bank is Bank of America or Bank Chase or whatever, any big bank or whatever bank, you call, what's gonna happen? You're gonna face 20 options. You have to enter your account number or your credit card number, which I don't think anybody know it by memory. Then they may have to verify that, and back and forward and back and forward. And then you have like all those options, and you have to choose the right one. And that can take probably 10 minutes. And sometimes they're so busy, they say, they're gonna call you back. This happened to me. I call, I select the call back. When they after an hour they call me back, and when they call me back an hour, I have to wait another 20 minutes for somebody to answer the phone. And it was a simple question, and I got the answer. However, the amount of time I waste for a phone call, it was ridiculous. So the last S is for simplicity. Your processes, the way you approach, the way that you prepare everything should be simple, because that customer, the person who's visiting the church, um, they may not come back if it's not simple enough. A lot of companies, like the banks and that kind of stuff, when they do all those things, all those steps and all that, usually it's about them, making it easier for them. But the reality that should be all the other way around, making it easy for the person who is receiving the service. How they don't have to, maybe you have to go around and struggle. Maybe you have to go around and do more things. But it's the person who receiving the service, getting it with simplicity, with little amount of action, without having to call again, without have to go and ask again. A lot of times, I think institutions and ministries and that kind of stuff, they fail on this, and the excuse is resources. But as you can see, the idea of having sympathy, service, satisfaction, and simplicity have absolutely nothing to do with resources, have to do with expectations. So if you have your volunteers at church and you explain this, and you say, hey, we're going to create an unforgettable, positive experience. And that means that you're going to sympathize with people. You have to listen. You have to be careful so you can sympathize with them. Then you're going to look for opportunities to serve them, opportunity to show love, opportunity to show appreciation through service. And then you're going to make sure they feel satisfied. If they were asking a question, if they were looking for answers or something, they're going to be satisfied. Just make sure they're satisfied. Ask. You can ask the question, is this to your satisfaction? Is this what you were looking? And finally, make sure that your processes are simple. One of the things that crack me up all the time, I have the opportunity to go. I live in the South, so there's many churches, and sometimes I get to go to many churches. And my goodness, if you bring children, how hard it is to sign up children. And a lot of time when we go to a church, um, we just take the children with us to the service, and then they sit there, and they sometimes when they were little they would color something, and right now they just sit there. My goodness, it's so hard to sign up a kid. Those machines, those printers are never working. It's so hard, and they ask you 2,000 questions, and I get it. Some is for security, but come on, nobody can come up with a better way, especially big churches. It's not simple. It's not simple. Now, the other thing that, and I don't want to be critical about this, but this is a very personal thing. The whole thing about turn around and say hi to the person behind you or the people around you. Oh my goodness, that's definitely something that you're not sympathizing with a new person, sympathizing with those who didn't grow up in a church environment. You're not sympathizing with those who don't know. And it's so difficult. And you shake people's hands, that people you don't know, and it's the most annoying thing. I don't know why we do it if I don't gonna go to see that people again ever. Anyways, so let's consider this unforgettable positive experience. U plus E. S for sympathy, S for service, S for satisfaction, S for simplicity. Let me finish with this. One of the things is that when I think about these simplicities, I believe that U plus C, I believe that Jesus gave us the most amazing, unforgettable possible experience. He sympathized with our pain. He sympathized with our suffering. He sympathized with us, and he came. He made himself man, and he sympathized so much with us. He was willing to serve us, to serve us all the way to the cross, to serve and die for us, to serve to the point of pain, and to serve to the point of giving his own life, and then to satisfy. He satisfied death. He satisfied the penalty. He satisfied our penalty with his life. And he made it very simple. He made it very simple. The Bible said that we just confess that he's the Son of God, and he died for all our sins, past, present, and future. And he was resurrected, and he went to heaven. If we believe that, not just we know that, but we believe that, and we live our life according to that, that we can be called children of God. It's not that simple enough. Nothing is required, nothing for us to do, nothing for us to offer, just to believe it and live according to that, and that make all the difference. So he did it. He gave us the unforgettable positive experience. He sympathized with our pain. He gave himself in service. He satisfied our penalty, and he made it in a very simple way for us today to have access to him. So if you are a Christian, your whole life should be customer service. How to do it? An unforgettable positive experience. You can be the miracle for somebody who needs service. And how you know you're doing it? Just think about the 4 S's. Sympathize with people, serve them, satisfy them, and with simplicity. The 4 S's: sympathy, um, service, satisfaction, and simplicity. So I hope that help you, that help your church, help you, and help to know that you cannot escape from this one. You can say a lot of things that you're not called to do. I do that a lot of times sometimes. So I'm not called to do that, but we are all called to provide an unforgettable positive experience to that people who encounter, so we can be Jesus for them. And we don't have an escape from that, and we have to do it. So think about that. The U+C, the unforgettable positive experience that we can provide. And like I said, if you're a Christian, your whole life should be a big customer service type of life. And how to do it? With the unforgettable positive experience. Well, I hope you enjoyed this talk today, and like and subscribe, and we will continue next week. Have a good one. I hope you enjoyed the episode today. If you want to know more about the unforgettable positive experience and receive a free PDF with a story and how to apply the unforgettable positive experience and the 4 S's, email to the email in the notes, and we will be happy to send you the free PDF to use for your company, ministry, or church. God bless you.
We hope that you enjoyed today's episode. Please help us spread the message of Chasing Growth by subscribing, commenting, and sharing this podcast on your social media and circle of friends. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Again, thank you for listening, and keep chasing growth, and stay tuned to our next episode.